Hey guys, Stealth here and welcome back to more Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. Today a scenario by MrTabi and it's looking to be a really challenging one. The Weimar Republic has failed to make its annual reparation payment to France, and in retaliation, French troops occupy the Rhineland until Germany is able to pay their reparations. You've just received notice that the French also intend to occupy Hamburg, the gateway to the North Sea, which would further hamper attempts to pay the French. It seems France is intent on ensuring Germany can never pay for the reparations it insists the fatherland should. Due to the treaty imposing limits on the navy, your forces are limited to light cruisers and destroyers. Worse still, due to the crippling debt, the Weimar Republic has limited funds to allow for a proper naval force. Fortunately, however, the crews will be veterans from the First World War. This is your mission, Commander. Destroy the battleships of the French Navy and humiliate France so utterly that they're forced to withdraw. Show Europe that even with the limits imposed upon Germany, we are not to be bullied so brazenly. Now this ought to be an interesting one. I have almost no budget. I need to make my ships as cheap as possible, and with those cheap ships, I need to sink all the battleships. Those battleships potentially have a lot of secondaries, but they're also escorted. They have 2 lights and 3 destroyers. So, let's have a look at the ships. When it comes to, well, basically all the ships, I'm going to make them as small as possible, and range is not a factor. See, bulkheads, bulkheads keep a ship alive. I can save about 800,000 on that, but by doing so, I effectively have a ship that's potentially dead very, very, very soon. So that's not really something that I want. I'm not going to look at the crew training in relative to cost, because it was mandated in the scenario that my crews are veteran. They are veterans from the First World War. So I'm going to take a little bit of leeway here and say that they are elite crews. When it comes to propulsion, anything that I upgrade makes the ship more expensive. Going from turbines to gear turbines puts you from 8.2 million all the way up to 12.6. So I'm basically going to have to go with the cheapest options. I will go with Group 4 armor because it is just far better, but for example the Citadel, I have access to the all or nothing, but I'm going to go with the armored Citadel. As for the rest, a little bit of anti-flood, no reinforced no improved bulkheads, no reinforced bulkheads. And when it comes to the main tower, Modern Tower 1, because it's the cheapest one, 1.9 million, 2.3. A secondary tower for 690k. That's almost too big to fit on the ship, this whole thing. There we go, 0.2, after 8 offsets. Then we're going to throw on a funnel. And I imagine that the funnel capacity is not going to be great. 21.6. Okay. Considering I'm doing this on the cheap, if I want to get more funnel capacity, I could either add another funnel for 275,000, or if different boilers are more efficient, yeah, I think that's better. If I go for induced boilers, my funnel cost goes up by 20%, but my funnel capacity boosts by 75%. So this is, I think, the most economic option. Over here you get 90% funnel capacity, which is better, but your funnel cost goes up by 45%. And over here you get plus 75% funnel cost, but 135 capacity. So this would put me in the 86 range, but no, I'm going to go with induced, which means that the engine efficiency is not going to be stellar. There is a way to fix that, and that's basically push down your top speed. So we now have 74%. Okay, a light cruiser. Arguably the 4-inch guns are the cheapest, but they're also the most useless. Depending on how I want to build these things out is going to also impact how the destroyers will play. Because if the light cruisers are able to take out the destroyers and the light cruisers, then the destroyers can make an attack on all the French battleships. That's the plan. So let's say I'm going to go with some fairly cheap 6-inch guns and use those to eliminate the destroyers. If that is possible, then my DDs have a better, well, let's say more likely opportunity to be able to kill off the enemy ships. Let's see. Aft weight 1.2, 0.8, 0.3. Done. These are very, very small light cruisers of 6,500 tons. And unfortunately, I don't think that I can do much to boost them, because anything and everything is going to cost me a lot of money. So I'm going to give them a low-end Coincidence Rangefinder 3. No acoustics, no radio, no improved turret loading or rotating, no improved propellant, because these are the cheapest options that I have. So that is the light cruiser. When it comes to the destroyer, we're going to go with the DD1. Because this one is going to cost you probably far less. Yeah, this is 3.4 million. This is 1.4 million. Make these things tiny. At 1,000 tons. An advanced tower. I don't like the German hull here with this weird, I think, torpedo position that you have. But okay. Let's go with a couple of 3-inch guns. If I'm going to be punching way above my weight class, I would rather have a torpedo launcher up there than a gun. So I'm going to do the build in reverse, as it were, and put the torpedo launchers up there, so I can directly charge at a target and just have the guns back there. If I want to go broadside, I can, and that will allow me to still engage destroyers, as they will undoubtedly be there. Let's go with a funnel. 4 weight offset is dramatic. It's probably because the torpedo launcher is so heavy. 25% still? Ah, there you go. Yeah, the torpedo launchers are apparently really heavy. 43 tons. Which, on a ship of 1,000 tons, arguably isn't that much, but apparently still well enough to make it difficult for them. Torpedo propellant. Seeing as the AI is fantastic at dodging these, I think standard torps are just not going to cut it. So we're going to have to go for fast torps, which travel at a 56.5 knots and travel 6 kilometers. These, however, are the 18-inchers. I'm going to upgrade that to 21-inch, which will make the torpedo slightly more expensive and thus the ship more expensive. But at the same time, I'm getting a lot more bang for my bucks, because this is 1,079 damage per torp as opposed to 409. And that is at a premium of, what was it, 200k? Yeah, about 200k. So I can make that work, and I can potentially make these a lot more significant. Make these a lot deadlier. Okay, now we have an aft weight offset issue. So we're going to have to pull these... Whoa, whoa, whoa. Shifting these things dramatically changes the weight allocation of the ship. Look at that. That was 1 tick. And I go from -3.5 to +7. That's not stellar. Can we put the... No? Okay. I was kind of hoping that I could put another turret up there, but apparently that's not a thing. But you can put a torpedo launcher there? Okay. Whatever. I need to try and put a bit more weight on the bow-ish. This is going to be a ridiculously bad destroyer build, because these guns are almost useless. These torpedo launchers are packing a ton of punch, but the ships are probably going to be pretty slow. They're doing 30 knots. They are very poorly protected. They are not capable of fixing themselves up. I'm going to give them anti-flood 1, otherwise this is going to be a very quick battle. I'm going to give them induced boilers, and that's going to give me 100% engine efficiency. Very good. As for the rest, a rangefinder. Well, you're going to get a Coincidence Rangefinder 3, just like your light cruiser brothers. And yeah, aft weight offset is still pretty bad. What if I put the launchers there? That's just terrible. Okay, alternate plan. I put these here and I remove them from there. Whoa! Okay, so that's not particularly useful either. Now we're okay. It's aft 2.1. 0.4. Let's augment these with torpedo launchers here and here. After 29 and a... Whoa. Okay. Okay. These are basically purebred torpedo builds, which means that their aft weight offset is not going to impact my accuracy that much, but it's not the only thing that's going to be an issue. Because with a longitudinal weight offset of 25.2, I'm also going to have less acceleration, less turning rate. Yeah, it's just too much. It's still 24.9. Balancing this ship out is a nightmare. Alright, a little while later, this is the design. It is fairly well balanced. 0.84 weight offset. We got torpedo tubes there, and there. And the benefit of having these in duos instead of in quadruples is that they reload a lot faster. I have one gun, or rather 2 barrels, but one 3-incher all the way over there, which, if I'm maneuvering away from a target, could be useful. And when it comes to armor, I have, I have it maxed out. 1.5 inches of belt armor. That is it. We have a lot of trouble ahead. Let's see if these little DDs and these, well, these tiny cruisers of mine can do it. Here we go. 4 battleships, 2 light cruisers, and 3 DDs. The enemy is spotted to the north, and we are starting at 25,000 meters, so I cannot see them yet. When it comes to the plan, I want to have DDs attack from multiple different vectors, and that means that I'm going to align these guys in new formations and try to have a group come in from one side, from another side, and just basically create a torpedo, well, hopefully an undodgeable torpedo vector. A little while later, hostilities have broken out. The Undine, Cormoran, and Condor have spotted the French battleships. The French battleships have in turn spotted my ships, and these are packing a lot of 14-inch guns. They're also augmented with a ton of 4-inch guns, which are going to make life very difficult for my DDs. I'm hoping that their turning circle is going to be pretty bad, which would then allow my DDs to get in close. I have a DD group here, here, and here, and the plan is to charge with all DDs pretty much at the same time. I'm going to try and use the light cruisers as, well, lacking any better plan, a distraction. Because I need to make sure that they get there, and they being the DDs. Because without the DDs getting there, I'm going to pretty much not have a chance of sinking the battleships at all. Now these are going to take a while to get there. It looks like the French are turning to port, so they're turning south. Oh, sorry, they're turning southeast, which means that these will be able to intercept, and these are going to basically charge right at them. They already got a good hit in on the Undine, and that caused a lot of damage to the bow of the ship. I think that burning this thing down is not really going to work, but let's see. A few bulkheads. And they have auxiliary 3 engines, which means far better damage control. They also have an anti-flood 1, reinforced bulkheads 1, which is going to make it more difficult to get these guys damaged. Anti-torpedo 3. That's not very interesting either, is it? The objective, however, is just to sink the battleships. So for now, I can fairly safely ignore their light ships. Oh, there goes another light cruiser. Because I probably cannot hit those things anyway. Range 7.4, and I'm already taking secondary fire from the Lille. Oh, good lord, the Undine's about to be done. That's not good. I need you guys to increase the maximum speed. Loose formation, full ahead flank. And the same can be said for the DDs here. Loose formation, full ahead flank. The DDs here? I don't know. It's going to be difficult to get those guys into range. And I will surely lose quite a few of my ships before I'm able to get any kind of torpedo hit on some of these battleships. Look at that. That was a couple of 14-inch shells, and that completely blew the V5 out of the water. We have, fortunately, been able to do quite a bit of damage here against this DD. And if I'm able to sink it, that's one less sonar I need to worry about. Or hydroacoustic system. Light cruisers are alive, but that's about the extent of it. Oh god, this thing is going to be dead so fast. Dead. Okay. Yeah. What sort of sonar do you have? Hydro 2. Turning circle, 612. Let's see if I can get away with it. Let's see if I can get away with it. V7, extensive fire. You mean you got burned to a crisp by 14-inch high explosive shells. That's what happened there. Yeah, dead. Torpedoes away from the V9. The torpedoes are... Oh, I have detected torps. Hold on. Oh yeah, here. Victor 9's dead. That means that that div is basically down one ship. These guys are still functional. And this battleship is going to make a hard turn, but is that sufficient? The answer is probably yes. Because the AI is ridiculously good at dodging a whole load of torpedoes very, very quickly. So the Victor 3 isn't looking too hot. And they are inside a torpedo range, so we're going to aggressively launch against... Well, I could try launching against them, but I don't think it'll work. There's just too much firepower from these battleships. The Vauban seems to be under fire from the light cruisers. There goes the V3. Structural damage killed it. The Lille is about half flooded. And does not seem to be doing that well at increasing her buoyancy up from 58. So that's good. But based on how well this is going, I think that I'm going to need a lot more range on the torps. Which means they'll be more easily detected. Which sucks, but it's really the only thing I can imagine right now. And these ships have plenty of shells, so waiting them out is not going to work. The Vauban is down. That's at least something. Got a light cruiser popping me from there. I'm going to detach the whole group. Go, go, go. The light cruisers don't have any torpedoes, so it's not like they're going to be able to pitch in. So I got 4 destroyers against 4 battleships. I see a bit of a mismatch in my future. Oh man. The French also have veterans. Jesus. The Germans don't stand a chance here. None. The only thing that might keep me alive here is just doing a torpedo attack against the Lille and then disengaging. And I hope the ship is even going to let me do a torpedo attack. So I kind of doubt it, since I'm moving away. Oh, sorry, since they're moving away. Yeah, V4 is dead. Victor 1, also dead. 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 Victor, this is pointless. This is absolutely pointless. Alright, switch the torpedoes on the DDs from standard, or from fast to standard. This is going to give me a lot more range, to the tune of 9.5. Let's see if this will work. Time for a new attempt. I have my DDs in 2 separate formations, one of 5, one of 4. The light cruisers are behind them. None of my ships have been detected yet, but I can already see the French. And this is kind of the benefit of having smaller ships. My torpedoes pack quite a punch at a range of 9.5. And, as the French are moving towards me, if I can get them in, let's say about... I want to get this one in about 12 kilometer range. Because I'm torping their way and I don't want to do the math, but this ship has a chance to run into my torps. Now, when it comes to the other one, I want to try and do a cross-torp pretty much at the same time. So that there is going to be a wall of torpedoes that's going to be hard to dodge. These French battleships are big, 42,000 tons. They have low speed, which means a good turning circle. They are well, getting a decent warning when it comes to torpedoes, thanks to Hydro 1 acoustics. They have anti-torp 3. That's not great, and anti-flood 2. So they have a pretty decent capability of both tanking a torpedo and then making sure that the torpedo doesn't do a whole lot of flooding after. And yeah, so far I still haven't been detected. We got the Saint Louis and the Magnanime. And I need to try... Oh, there we go. They have just detected the V4. That's not good. Smoke up this div. Shit, they're still outside of range. I don't want to turn the whole div around. Yeah, smoke up on the lights. Switch to high explosive fire. Immediately hit one of the DDs? Again? Veteran crane, yeah. Jesus. The accuracy on the AI normally isn't this good. I mean, this is incredibly deadly, the way that these guys are operating. Okay. When it comes to target selection, I want to try and throw torps against both the Saint Louis and the Magnanime, and hoping that I can hit both of them adequately. The thing is, I'm not likely to have destroyers before long. Alright, whatever. V4, you're going to target that. Saint Louis is 9.3, which is in torpedo range, but only just. We're just going to have to torpedo this thing with everything we have. Which is not great, because I only get one reload. So I'm limited in my ability to attack. Torpedoes launching from the V7, hopefully. At least they're looking in the right direction. I have been hit again by a 7-inch shell from the BB. Those Frenchies are definitely taking quite seriously the amount of secondaries that they have. 8-3. Yeah, they're turning directly towards the formation of the V8. Okay, V8, you're going to target that one. V1, you're going to target that one. V3, you're going to target that one. Victor 9, that one. And finally, the V5, the Saint Louis. Turn that way. And all ships commence your torpedo action if available. When it comes to the other DDs, they have not willing to launch yet. Even if I do launch now, and I will, because I don't think that my ships are going to survive for much longer. Even if I do launch now, torpedoes are probably going to get detected by these, which would be quite annoying. Okay, V7 launched, V4 launched, Victor 6 has not launched. Go do that. Victor 2. Push those torpedoes out of the tubes. We need to get a kill on the battleship. Situation over here, not launched yet. We're going to do so right now. Torpedoes away, V8, V1, V3, V9, V5 is not in a good torpedo angle yet. Turn all the V8s away, all the V8 formation. Got some flooding on one of their DDs. The V5 is also launched. Excellent, guys. We are going to be out of here. Loose, full ahead flank. When it comes to the rest of my DDs, I want to try and get away from here for now. Because I have no smoke screen. My torpedoes are reloading. And the enemy has a lot of secondaries and they're not happy to see me. We get a beautiful fanfire of torpedoes here. Which should make life for the French very difficult. And the other ones are coming in from here and here. And here. I'm expecting a fourth salvo. Of course, the Mistral has detected the torpedoes. It's not taking kindly to them. And will probably warn the Saint Louis to get out of the way. The Saint Louis ideally should turn to starboard. Victor 6 has detected torpedoes. Report. Oh yeah, inbound. Alright. Loose. And get out. Light cruisers could also be on the receiving end of some of the torpedoes. I hope not, but you never know. This could be interesting. The problem is that the Magnanime is not going to be hit. St. Louis is... Which way are you going to turn? Don't tell me you're going to squeeze through there. I refuse. Okay, we get at least one hit. The rest look like they might... Well, I might get some more. But this one's going to pass. That one's potentially going to hit. This one's going to pass. That one's going to pass. Yeah. At least we did a bit of damage against the St. Louis. But it's not great. There's another hit. St. Louis is down to 74%. The rest of the torps are going to do nothing. Unless the Lorraine is making a big mistake. That's a big if. Torpedoes here are going to be a bit of a nuisance to the lights. Switch, detach, turn. I want to keep you safe. You'll be safe. But there are more torpedoes popping up from there. Turn that way. Now the other torpedoes that I have sent can still cripple the St. Louis, because she had to turn. And that means that the rest of them might very well do a ton of damage to her. Let's see. She's going to get hit by at least 3. So far, she's done very well to container flooding. Very well. That's 3. And here's 1, potentially 2 more, 4 more. That ship is not happy about this. Look at that. She seems to be listing to starboard a hell of a lot. The question is it enough to sink her? Because so far, she's taking a ton of flooding. But can she close the watertight doors or not? 12%? 11%? The DDs here have done actually quite well. Got one. Oh shit, Lorraine has turned. Meaning that I now don't have enough torpedoes. Oh crap. We're gonna seriously have to get rid of these DDs first. Target that one, target that one. We need to get rid of these. Because without those, attacking with torpedoes is going to be a bit easier. Tight formation. Rejoin. Don't launch. Don't launch. Because the thing is, I simply don't have enough torps. Oh, Lorraine did get hit. Albeit only, what, once? Once. Crippled her rudder. But aside from that, didn't do anything. I don't mind throwing my light cruisers under the bus here, because I need to get rid of these DDs. I need to get rid of these spotters. The issue is, those French battleships and their guns, which in this case are 13-inchers, are accurate and deadly. Oh, the Mistral is out of torpedoes, that's good. Come on, let's get rid of this DD. It's almost dead. Keep it up. I want you guys to come back in. There's a big hit on the Kolberg there. Can we seriously not hit that thing? Because it's almost dead. We just need a little bit more. And we should have excellent crew members here. Veteran crew. Some of these ships, sure, have taken some losses, but it's about 2%, 3%. It's survivable. It shouldn't limit my accuracy that much. Dude, thank you. Okay, the Mistral next. This is a disaster waiting to happen, because if they don't hit the Kolberg, they will hit the Undine. Flash fires. Of course, that's what happens when you cheap out on a ship. Rest of the DDs here. Well, some have a bit of engineering issues, but the rest of them are fine. We also got the light cruiser Du Bourdieu with 5-inch guns and 3-inch secondaries, 2-inch secondaries, and even torpedo tubes. Oh shit, there's another DD. I only have 8 torpedoes left per DD, and I still have 3 battleships that I need to sink. How am I going to pull this off? I think I need to split this div. Victor 9 disengage, and you joined Victor 9, Division 6. There. Normal formation. Normal formation. Can we pen that? No, we can't. Shit. Okay, fine. We do have a bit more damage on the DD, but as long as it's alive, it's still a big problem when it comes to torpedo detection. Okay, we're gonna see if we can torpedo the Lorraine with the V8, but I doubt it. Because the Lorraine is very much heading away, and my torpedoes don't have that much range. Smoke. That light cruiser's done. Can we target that? I mean, it's not great, but I'll take anything you can get me. Torpedoes away from V1 and V8. V3 ought to pitch in soon. Tight formation. Go. Get out of here, guys. Because your 3-inch guns are not going to do anything. Well, they might be able to damage the DD. But I think that's just about as good as it's going to get. V3 ran out. Okay, good. Now we're going to get the hell out. So that means that you guys are in loose formation. You're going to retreat. Victor 2, 7, 4, and 6. That way. Amazon sinks. Kind of as expected. The Gloire could be in trouble, but she seems to be doing very slow. 8 knots. It could work. But I've also seen these battleships pull off miraculous dodges. This one, though, is not one of those ships. 3 hits. Another 1 or 2 to the bow. 2 to the bow. And there is more coming in. The Gloire is flooding badly. Lorraine is turning away again, and we still got the full health Magnanime all the way back there. Victor 3 has detected torps. Oh yeah. Well, fortunately, you don't really have to worry about that. Is that a torpedo launch from the Mistral, or the Mistral? Oh, the Mistral got detected, that's it. Gloire could get hit again. That could be it. Yes. Good. That's another battleship out of commission. I now need to deal with 2 more battleships, which still have substantial amounts of firepower awaiting me. 6-inch guns with more than 2,500 shells. 7-inch guns with 2,000 shells. Range is not great. And the Magnanime is just way too far for me to be able to do much. Target that. What's the range on the 3-inch gun? About 7 kilometers. Okay, so maybe that'll work. Lorraine. Lorraine's turning away. It's going to make her impossible to hit. Still, I'm very concerned about the longevity of the V9. So hopefully just aggressively launch torpedoes in their direction and hope for another, I don't know, rudder hit or something like that. Okay, V9 dropped all the torps. You're going to get away. Hold. What about the rest of you? Light cruiser took a chunk. Can we pen that? With our little... No. We can't even damage the superstructure. That is disturbing. Because the amount of damage that these destroyers do is just terrible. Now this does look like I might get 1 or 2 hits out of it. Once again on the rudder and another one to the side. That's another engine bay down. Depending on how quickly they're able to fix this, it's going to maintain flooded, or they're going to fix it. Which means that they could keep one engine permanently damaged. I think that one's not coming back. Torpedoes away from the V5. I hope, very much hope to sink the Lorraine. But beyond just skirting around the light cruisers and the DDs, I don't really know how to get to the last battleship. How expensive are these things? 83.3 million? Good lord. Mine are a mere 3.7 million. So, yes, if I can kill a few of them... I mean, I have already killed a few of them, which means I've punched way above my weight class, or at least above my price point. So arguably the French are already getting pretty hammered, at least economically, by a navy which basically uses all sorts of obsolete parts. Oh, really? Really? With a damaged rudder and 2 damaged engines, the AI is still able to get through. This is such horseshit. Oh shit, that's the Kolberg. Steady as she goes. You're out of torps. Get out. I still get you guys. The battleship is still 10 clicks out. There goes the Undine. Smoke! No, we might be able to at least cripple the Magnanime before we run out of torpedoes. You know what? We're going to split off the V4 and the V7. Because these guys are just way too slow. V7, what the fuck are you doing? Move, you idiot. I know you're half flooded, but you can still do 17 knots. Don't be dead in the water like that. Range? 8.7. So you're in range. Oh, you're coming my way, even. Not terribly happy about that. I was going to close the range, but not like that. Her 13-inchers look like they are running a little low. But their accuracy is still good enough to blow me out of the water with 1 or 2 shots. I mean, a 13-inch high explosive, or that. Or that. Oh shit, you still have 16 torpedoes on you? Oh no. Whatever, aggressively launch. Torpedoes away. The V2 is one of the torpedo boats, or the destroyers, that did not complete a full torpedo launch at all, actually. She still had a bunch of torps. Oh, that's not good. V6 is down. Or effectively out of the fight. Because she has no further torps. What? Maybe we can land a few hits there. Against the Lorraine. Still got the 4 and the 7. Well, we still have them, but the question is how long. Oh, come on. Just limp into range and fire the torpedoes. No. No, no, no. Torpedoes away. Perfect. Perfect. Magnanime has been hit by 1 torp. Really? That's seriously underwhelming. And that barely did anything. It flooded half a compartment. That's the extent of the damage that the V2 has caused. Fantastic. But I don't know if they were warned. They probably were. They probably got some sort of heads up. Lorraine is very slowly trying to catch up to the Magnanime, which is doing 14 knots. So the Lorraine will never catch up at her 6 knots. And the torpedoes might finish her off. Which would be a 3rd kill. And yielding me 3 times 83.3 million in kills. There you go. 3 torpedo hits. There's one issue though. These were hitting sectors of the ship which were already flooded. And since the flooding mechanic doesn't tick over, if you will, like it doesn't get worse, that means that you basically don't do that much damage against a flooded compartment. The Lorraine is holding at 16%. So the only thing I can still do is try to drop even more torpedoes into her. And just ignore the existence of the Magnanime at this point. And just, I don't know, try and cripple 3 of them. 3 out of 4, I think, with the exceptionally limited options I got, is still a decent result. Of course, the Dubordieu, which I threw the last of my torpedoes at, doesn't give a shit. It detected them, it turned out, and it's completely safe. Now, V7 against the Lorraine? Maybe. But I'm gonna have to get closer. Why are you not shooting me? Oh, you're running low on 13 inchers. Probably the same here. Yeah. 344, 348. They're holding fire on their 13 inchers. I can do 21 knots, but you can do 6. So I'll catch up to you eventually. And this is kind of when the AI messes up. Because they're really not able to do that much in keeping their formation. I mean, my ships are terrible at it, but so are theirs. So this means that they don't get the benefit of having a lot of sonar around them. And thus torpedo warning. So with the last salvo from the V7, if I'm able to hit the bow, which is going to prove difficult, I might sink the Lorraine. If not, it's going to take the Lorraine quite a bit of time to get fixed up. Hold on. No. When can you shoot me? Effectively, you already can. Because you got 11 kilometer range. You don't have a damaged rangefinder. You don't have a damaged conning tower. You should be able to kill me. Now, when you look at the battle as a whole, I'd say I already won. Because I've been able to keep 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of my destroyers alive. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 out of 9 destroyers have survived the battle. Which means that, yes, they will need damage, or that, yeah, they're getting damage control. But my 8 destroyers is, what's that, about 32 million? That's alive. Versus most of their battleships, which are dead or disastrously damaged. I did lose the light cruisers, though. That's not great. Now, let's see if these are able to kill the last of the battleships. Or, sorry, last of the battleship. But I'm considering that this gap here is too big. Lorraine's detected. Watch this. She's gonna... No, she's not gonna squeeze through. Ooh. What? I hit something else. Okay. I'll take it. And Lorraine's also down. Based on the damage, that was a DD. Okay. Yeah. I'm calling this a Pyrrhic victory. or potentially an economical victory, because I was able to keep almost all the DDs alive. One of my DDs died. 3 of the light cruisers died, but they lost 3 very expensive battleships. So I suppose France is going to want even more reparations now, but that is not my problem. I hope that MrTabi has been satisfied. Thank you guys for watching. The fight of the little torpedo boats is over, and I'll see you guys soon for more videos.